Hello, in this video we are going to practice k-nearest neighbor algorithm for classification. We have a credit risk dataset for each different records that we have. We have several attributes. We are going to use only a few of them, numerical one, for the classification purpose. So checking, saving, months customer, months employed, and finally we want to predict credit risk. This is our training data set, meaning that we know all the outcomes of credit risk, either they are low or high. And we want to use this training data set to predict new data points that are given to us. So first, let's do data preparation. The first step is normalizing the data using Z-score. And the reason is that the order of magnitude of these data points are different. And to calculate the distance, we want to normalize them. So the function that we use is standardize equal standardize. It will ask for the value. The first one is this checking account for the first record. Then it will ask for the mean and standard deviation. We should have calculated mean and standard deviation for each column. I've done that before. Make sure to use absolute referencing because later we want to drag the formula and fill the table. And that's it. So I will continue and fill the whole table for all data points, and then we continue. So here I have filled the table. I've calculated all the normalized value for my data points for my training data set, and I have copied the result of the credit risk. Now the question is asking to classify this new record that is given to us. So this is a new record, and we have to normalize this record as well because we want to find the distance between this record and all the previous ones. So again, we use a standardize equal standardize the value and the same mean and average that we have, mean and standard deviation. So I standardize this $600 here, and then I can just drag the formula to find all the value, standard value for Z-score for all of these other numbers. This was the first step. The second step is finding the distance between this new record and all the previous records in the training data set. So the formula that we use is equal square root of, we are calculating Euclidean distance, so the function is sum x and y2, and it will ask for two arrays that we want to measure the distance between them, the first record and this new record that we want. And because we want to find the distance between all the previous record and this specific one, I use absolute referencing for this specific one. And fill the table. This was the second step. I calculated the distance between this new record and all the previous one. Then for the third step, we want to find k nearest neighbors. So if k is 1, we want to find first nearest neighbor to this point. If k is 2, we want to find the second nearest neighbor to this point, and we try to k1 to 5 as the question is asking. The function that we use is to find the nearest neighbor, the k nearest neighbor is small equal small. This is the function that we are using, and it will ask for the array to look at the distances that we want to find the nearest. So choose all the distances that you measure, and I use absolute referencing, and it will ask for the k. So I refer to the cell that includes k value so that I can later drag the formula. So the nearest, the closest distance is this number. Now the question is, this number is located where is located in our array of data. So we use match to find this number, this distance among all the numbers that we have. So we use match. Remember, match goes finds some value and brings back the location. Match. The value that we want to look is this distance. Where do we want to look? This array. And again, use absolute referencing. And the type of match is exact match. We want to exactly find this number. So it shows that it is the record number 154. So let's look at our data set. Record number 154. I've highlighted this record, and we see that is exactly the distance that we were looking. And the next thing is that we want to retrieve the risk of their credit. So the credit risk column for this specific record, we know that it is low. So let's use VLOOKUP to find this function and bring it back, because it's really hard to go and find it manually. So we use VLOOKUP, and if you remember VLOOKUP, look at the leftmost column and retrieve the value for one specific location that we are asking. So we use VLOOKUP. We are trying to find this record number 154, and we want to look at our original table. So choose the whole table. And I use absolute referencing. And then which column we want to bring back the data? We want to bring back the data from credit risk column. So we just count the number of columns: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So from column number 13 of this table, it will bring back the value. So just type 13. So it says it is low. So we already, because we manually checked that, we know that it should be low. So now that I have all the things here, and I have used absolute for referencing, I just drag this down. My mouse is playing funny. I just drag this down and it fills the table. And you can check one by one and make sure that all of them are correct. All of them are correct. I have done the checking before. So currently we see that the first nearest neighbor is low, the second one is low, but when we go to the third and fourth and five, we see they are high risk. So among all 5 nearest neighbors, 3 of them are high risk and 2 of them are low risk. This means that the majority of the neighbors, 5 neighbors, have high risk. So we say this new record is high risk. So this is what we need to figure out.